Ibrahim Ahmed, but give it up right now for Iwana.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Yeah, horses scare the shit out of me, you know? I think because I took Taekwondo, right? So when I see horses like leg muscles and the way they stand and shit, I'm like, oh, fuck that shit, right? Dude's like, hey, you want to pet my horse? I'm like, hell no, that motherfucker's got a black belt. And, you know, the Olympics are coming up, right? That's pretty cool, right? Gold, silver, bronze medals. Nobody respects the bronze medal, though, right? Even the athletes, you know, when they get it, they're like, gee, thanks, and just throw in the trash as they walk off the stage and shit. You know, every now and then I'll be up here and telling jokes, and someone will be in the audience giving me the fucking Jada Pinkett face. You know the Jada Pinkett face, right? It's like, It's like, what the fuck, dude? Don't be sitting there giving me no Jada Pinkett face. You knock that shit off before I give you the Will Smith hand. You know, white people are the best swimmers, right? Like pound for pound, man for man, you know, you get 100 white people, those I'll swim you, right? 100 even Asian people, right? Which makes sense, you know, because they had to cross oceans to fucking colonize our shit and steal all our shit, you know? Colonize our land, steal all our fucking shit. Yeah, you know, whatever. I had a big old crush on, I always had a big crush on Vivica A. Fox, you know? Like the first time I saw Independence Day, right? Like I just fell in love with her, you know? I thought she looked like a princess, right? But then have you seen her lately? I was like, what the fuck? Did she kiss a Shrek or something? Like she looks all fucked up. I think she set it off one too many times. Hey, she don't do booty call anymore. Now she do belly call. Yeah, after doing the movie Soul Food, she should have done the movie Diet Food. You know, she did the movie Two Can Play That Game. I was like, what game was that? Pie eating contest? And one of her movies asked the question, why do fools fall in love? Because you were skinny. And she does the movie with Cuba Gooding Jr., Boat Trip. Now if she did that movie, she'd be the boat. Yeah, she's in that movie Kill Bill movies. She plays Vernita Green, you know. Her code name is a Copperhead. But now if she did that movie, they'd have to change the character's code name from Copperhead to Walrus.
Throw his chair.
Yeah, I'm good, you know. I don't think I'm too mean, you know, because Halle Berry's about the same age, and she's still beautiful as hell, right? And looking at Halle Berry, I think it's like a sin. You know, it could be like adultery or idolatry or lewdness or envy or take your pick, right? You know, so I think Vivica A. Fox should look at least close to Halle Berry, but instead she looked like she ate Halle Berry. Let me get this chick out. Let me just do these. These are all new. Yeah, you know, white women think they're like some kind of minority and shit. They're like, oh, I'm a victim of the patriarchy. I'm like, the patriarchy? You mean your dad, uncles, and grandfather? Yeah. It's like, get out of here with the stolen valor, right? Yeah, I guess I'll switch back and forth. Yeah, you know, I like the actor LeVar Burton. You guys know who he is? Yeah, because when I was a kid, I used to watch the real whatever. At school, our teacher put on Reading Rainbow every single day. And then when I was in high school, right, he was in Star Trek, and so I watched all those, right? So I kind of feel like I know the guy, but you don't have to take my word for it. Ba-dum-bum. That joke doesn't do too good. You have to. Yeah, white dudes are the gayest of all men, right? I know, because I was in the army, right? You know, I always notice like white dudes always trying to look at my dick and shit. Yeah, they're all like, oh, I'm not gay, but hey, let me see your dick. Yeah, the movie, one of my favorite songs from back in the day was Crisscross Jump. Remember that song? Yeah. Yeah, it was cool, you know. But what I heard was that, you know, Chris Kelly, right, he's like the main talent of that group, right? And then Chris Smith, he was only there because his dad was the producer and shit, you know? Yeah. And if I was Chris Kelly, I'd be like, man, this is wait, whack. Yeah, not all white people are the same, I noticed, you know. Some white people are poor, right? Meaning they have to live next to us, like in a non-white neighborhood. You know, they're all like, oh my God, my life is such a struggle. 8 Mile! Okay. All right, I'll tell you some more. I don't know how well this goes. I was here last week, and that comedian Nakul Masad or something like that, he was sitting there telling a joke. And then he's like, oh, I was dating a Negro, right? And I'm like, what the fuck did you just say? Yeah. And I'm like looking at him, right? I'm like, what? And then he's just all smiling, like going through his set and shit. And then like after he's done, right, because this is the last comment, and then this black comic goes up to him, he's like, hey, what was that joke you said about a Negro? He's like, what? I didn't say that. And I was like, yeah, you know, I heard you say that too. And another guy was like, yeah, that's what I heard. He's like, no, I said Indian girl. And we're all like, oh, you know? Yeah, that joke makes more sense now. You know, you really have to enunciate that shit. Indian girl? Indian girl. I don't know, from now on I'm just gonna call them whatever. I don't want to get in trouble, so I'm just gonna call them whatever. Stinky brown Asians. I have to work on that. The joke goes because I don't want to be offensive, so I'll call them stinky brown Asians. You know, North Korea last week, they sent over like 200 balloons to South Korea. Yeah, they're all loaded with like garbage and feces. That's not exactly accurate though, because they weren't filled with shitty trash. No, they were packed with Jane Cook's jokes. Dane Cook's jokes. Yeah. And you know, jerking off is pretty lame, right? It's like, it's not even very satisfying, you know? It's like eating crackers and shit. Whereas having sex with someone else is totally satisfying. Yeah, it's like hunting a deer, and then cooking it, and then fucking it. Yeah, you know, having sex feels really good. It must feel good for animals too, right? And plants as well, right? Like when a flower gets pollinated, it's probably like, oh fuck, my stem is shaking. Yeah, I've had sex with women from each of the major races. You know, in my opinion, Asian women give the best blowjobs. Yeah, if any of you ladies like to prove me wrong, you can meet me in the bathroom. Yeah, there's a new disorder going around called Usher syndrome. That's pretty crazy, right? It makes you go blind and deaf. It's pretty serious, you know. I always thought Usher syndrome just makes you go, there you go. Yeah, because I was doing jokes in Inglewood, and then, because I was telling this person, right, I was like, you know, these Inglewood people, they're like real black people. She's like, I'm a real black person. I was like, no, you're not. And then she got all mad, right? I was like, look, you got blonde hair, you got a fucking pierce in your nose, you dress like a 16-year-old girl, you know? These people in Inglewood, they're like Tupac. You're like Nickelback. Yeah, you know, Hitler was a vegetarian. Yeah, I knew vegetarians were evil. They're all like, I haven't eaten meat in 2 years. Let's persecute someone. Yeah, I was eating pizza by myself. You know, it was kind of depressing, right? Yeah, it's like eating cake by yourself or getting drunk by yourself. Basically, my last birthday. I'll tell you a little story. You know, my parents, they had a carpet cleaning company, right, in LA. And so after I got out of the Army, I did carpet cleaning for them, right? Now, like we did a lot of work in West Hollywood because a lot of the other carpet cleaning companies, they didn't want to go out there, you know? Because of all, whatever, this is in the 90s. Anyway, so I'm out there one day, because money is money, right? And so the way we do carpet cleaning is we go to the furthest part of the house first and work our way backwards so that we're not stepping on areas that we already cleaned. So I'm following this guy down this long hallway with these little framed pictures all on both sides. And I go into this room, and there's like just nothing but a bed, but on one of the wall there's like this big poster of like this naked dude, right? And he's sitting there, he's like, right? His dick's all hanging out. And on the other wall there's another poster with like two naked dudes. And one of them's holding the other guy's dick. He's like, they all have that look on their face. Anyway, so I'm just like, okay, whatever, don't ask, don't tell, nothing to see here, right? And I'm just cleaning and shit. And I hit something under the bed, right? And it starts making noise. I'm like, what the fuck is that? And I saw something that I could only describe as a twisting, beeping, blinking, transformer dildo snake. And it was all moving around, like, blue, blue, blue. And I was like, oh shit, you know, because I didn't know how to turn it off and shit. It was all greasy and shit. I was like, ah! And I finally just threw it under the bed and shit after I turned it off. And I was like, whatever, let me just get out of here, right? And I'm just trying to get out of the fucking room. And I go into the hallway, and I see the pictures, and I was like, the pictures? They were all of other carpet cleaners with their dicks hanging out. I was like, oh no! And then I hear this, and I turn around, and it's a guy. And he's standing there with a camera in one hand and a $100 bill in the other. And I'm not gay or anything, but money's money, so. See, that joke would not work in England. If I told that joke in England, they would look at me like, let's jump him. Yeah, you know, one of my friends, Jenna the Jewish princess, we call her. Oh, she's a staunch supporter of the IDF, Netanyahu, all that, you know. And I get what Jenna's saying when she's making her point and all that. But when I hear what the Palestinians are saying, you know, I become torn, right? Like, which side should I be on? Should I take the side of the Palestinians? Or should I choose genocide? Yeah, you know, the rapper Macklemore came out with a new pro-Palestine song called Hymns Hall. You know, most people who aren't paying attention to the war, they don't know anything about Hindu Rajab or her story, you know. Me, I'm Generation X, you know, so I know all about her story. One thing I don't know, though, as Generation X is, who the fuck is Macklemore? Yeah, I was at the UCLA Academy a couple weeks back. You know, I was there before it got all crazy and shit. I was there the first day that the anti-protesters showed up. They were like waving all these Israel flags. And I wanted to see what they looked like, right? So I looked over the barricade. But right when I did that, they all did the same thing, you know? They're all like, what the fuck? This guy's Asian. And they all just kind of melted away from me and shit. Yeah, I'm like, Zionist kryptonite, you know? You know, like a Korean, because I'm Korean, right? We have no history in the Middle East at all. Like, we've never been there. And so all of a sudden, I have to, like, make a decision, like, which side should I be, right? Like, right, Palestine or Israel? And I choose Palestine, you know, because there's no excuse for genocide, right? I mean, you can't just go bombing little kids and women and shit. But another thing also, you know, I've never heard a Palestinian say a racist Asian joke. Never. On the other hand, yeah, I've been doing this for a while, and I noticed that whenever you hear a comedian say a racist Asian joke, 9 times out of 10, that comedian is Jewish. And I know they're Jewish, because they'll tell you, yeah, they're worse than vegans. They're like, my mom is Jewish, so you know what that means. Chinese people can't drive, ha 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 ha. And we can make fun of Asians all we want, nothing bad will ever happen to us. Wait, why is that Asian guy holding a Palestinian flag? Yeah, Joe Biden, he's old as hell, right? He's so damn old. You know, Joe Biden's not even a boomer. He's older than a boomer. Yeah, those guys are called doomers. Yeah, Joe Biden's so old, when he was a kid, he was a totally different age, right? That's the Ice Age. And when Joe Biden says 4 more years, he's not talking about the presidency, he's talking about living. And Joe Biden's so old, ghosts are scared of him. Yeah, most people don't know, but Joe Biden technically wasn't born in America. No, he's born on the Mayflower on the way over. Yeah, taking a piss when you have a hard-on is really difficult, right? Like when you're outside, it doesn't matter, you know? But when you're aiming at a toilet or a target as small as a toilet, it's like playing skee-ball with your dick. Yeah, it's past Cinco de Mayo. I was at a blast, you know? I got totally drunk. And I was like, oh, it's Cinco de Mayo today? Yeah, okay. Yeah, the whole little dick Asian thing actually worked to my advantage a couple weeks back. Yeah, this little petite French lady, she was like 5'2", you know? She totally singled me out. I guess she was thinking like, hey, look at this Asian guy, he probably got a lot of money with a small dick. Nah. Yeah, I got a normal sized dick, you know? I know, because I was in the army. Yeah, I was like, yeah, I'm good. Yeah, it's not the longest in the world, but it's a bit girthy, right? So upon initial assertion, she was like, ah! Yeah, you know, hurting someone with your dick is like the manliest thing you could ever fucking do, you know? I could almost feel my ancestors like patting me on the back and shit. You know, I suggest all you guys like date women that are like at least 6 inches or more shorter than you know? Like when I saw my dick in her little hands, I was like, maybe I do have a big dick, fuck. And being with her, you know, I felt like a fucking porn star and shit. I was like, maybe I should give myself a porn name. Yeah, I could be E1, ooh. Yeah, my dog, she's real cute, you know? She's so cute when other dogs see her, they go, oh my gosh, that dog is cute. And then they go, oh my gosh, I can talk. The other day I was driving around, I got pulled over by a horse cop. That was crazy. I didn't even know he was behind me. And I just hear this, woo, woo. It wasn't a siren making that sound either, it was a horse. Yeah, this one dude, he's one of my buddies, he's Muslim, he doesn't eat pork, right? He's always trying to pork shame me and shit. I was like, oh, gross, we eat bacon and sausage. Like, man, I'm Korean, right? We eat dog, right? Yeah, I was watching this Bigfoot documentary, and it struck me as how dedicated these Bigfoot hunters were. Yeah, you know, so devoted to something that might not even be real. Like comedians in their careers. All right, with this last joke, you know, comedians will always tell you two things, right? They'll always tell you when they just got booked on a show, and they'll always tell you when they just had sex. That's a bit juvenile, right? Like myself, I've been booked on a show in over a month. But I did get laid last week, so hoo-ah! My name's Iwano, I'm out of here, thanks.
Take the dog, please, Iwan. Keep it going, Iwan.